digest. From lane to the new shining ground, echo chants where the legends are found. Heroes carved in the heart of time, we march on through grit and grime. Oh Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly. Through the rain, through the fire, this is my club, my only desire. Oh Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly. Through the rain, through the fire, this is my club, my only desire. Echoes of King and Greaves in the air. Every goal, the sound declares. Heartbeats pound like a drummer's song, marching forward, fierce and strong. We're the ones who rise in the clash. Numbers running in a white shirt dash. History burns in the roaring crowd. Every game we scream it loud. Oh, Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly. Through the rain, through the fire, this is my club, my only desire.
Yes, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching this podcast, and welcome to Thfc Till We Die, your home of Tottenham past, present, and an exciting future under the cockerel. And yes, guys, your ears and eyes did not deceive you. 118 days since our last win, Spurs get 3 points in the Premier League. Yes, it's shock. I passed out, couldn't believe it. I checked, was I drinking? Was it a misprint? No, we did it. And look, we'd like to go through. Of course, joining me tonight is a man, a legend himself. Let's bring in Billy. Big up, Billy. We'll bring in you in a minute, but it's Dr. Tottenham. We all need Dr. Tottenham sometime. But here he is in the flesh, free of charge, giving us help. How are you, Bod, this evening?
Yeah, I'm very well, thank you. Very happy with the win. On Saturday, I don't really get the whole people saying it's only Wolves because we've been desperate for a win.
Yeah.
And now we've got a win, and we'll probably still go down, but I forgot the feeling of winning, and so I'm happy about that.
Yeah, and of course, joining me is the legend himself, the legend that is Billy. How are you today, Billy? Billy, look, you and me were sort of talking over the weekend. Was saying we're all delighted. Tottenham won when I told you West Ham won. Your reaction was priceless.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, for fuck's sake. But
Yeah,
how are you? It's a weird feeling, isn't it?
It is a weird feeling, but I think this is the first time I've spoken to you since we've won. We've won a game of football, so I'm gonna enjoy it. Exactly repeating that message, of saying that it feels a bit deflating after what happened afterwards, particularly with the injuries and the other results. But at the same time, I've sat on the show with you every week for the last 10 weeks or so, being like, we have to get that win, and we have to get that win, we have to get that win. And we got it, so I'm going to enjoy it as well.
Yeah.
And we're still alive, which is the main thing. We're not dead yet, so got to keep pushing.
Billy,
That is it.
this is my first. This was Spurs' first win since I started YouTube in the league.
It's mad, isn't it?
Wow.
First in
So
2026.
maybe I was the bad omen. you
Yeah.
know.
No. I don't think
Omen.
you were. I just think it was shit ownership and shit at buying players, and there's plenty of
Well,
that
as
to go
Dermot
around.
always says, we got relegated the year he was born, so
You can blame me for that one. Definitely can. I mean, Billy, look, very quickly, I just want to mention the fans. They were fantastic the weekend, weren't they, on Saturday? 3,000, I think, was it 3,000 or 4,000 up there?
Yeah, and they have been all season, and
Yeah.
get a lot of stick, particularly, from sometimes our manager this season at the beginning. So when you hear that, there's that video that's doing the rounds on Twitter of singing after we just went 1-0 up. It's unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable. These guys are so unbelievably loyal to sell out away ends up and down the country. I mean, obviously, I sometimes get messages on Twitter asking for tickets and stuff. I've never had as many messages in my life as I had this weekend. People saying, "Do you have a spare for Wolves? Do you know anyone who's selling Wolves?" Our fans are just, you think that most of them are just given up by now, but we've got such a loyal fan base. They follow the team in the worst possible circumstances you can imagine. I really don't think other fan bases will be doing this, because imagine the amount of if you go away, the amount of money that those guys must have spent this season and the amount of losses that they've seen and stuff. It's just, so loyal and unbelievable. And they've deserved that more than anyone. And I've been saying many times on the show that the owners deserve relegation, but the fans definitely do not.
I mean, look, I want to talk a little bit about the West Ham game and the penalty that should have been given. I mean, guys, I go to you? I've forgotten your name. I do apologize. My brain's gone completely. My brain's gone blank. So I'm going to call you Dr. Tottenham to tell me what's your name. I'm sorry.
It's Anthony. Really by the way, it's not Andy, all right? It's not Andy, it's Anthony.
Anthony, sorry. Just very quickly on that, and Anthony, sorry, I do apologise. On VAR, the decisions like that, do you look at that and just throw your hands in the air and think, what the F? Like, we should have had a penalty. Where Everton should have had a penalty. I mean, and you look at the best challenger as well. When he was tackled, that should have been a red card. Are you thinking, what the hell, like?
Yeah, the thing is, like, you start to wonder if it is a vendetta against Tottenham, because the one with the Wolves one, whether that was I've heard people saying, well, he slipped and stuff before he tackled him. But if that was Romero, there'll be no doubt he'll be sent off. And in the Everton game with the West Ham, how the hell is that not a penalty? He's literally touched it with his hand. He's literally punched the ball away with his hand. Now, I guarantee if that was Spurs, that would have been given as a penalty. So you start to wonder whether it is a vendetta against Spurs and whether referees do want us to go down, which I struggle to believe that that's true. I just think it's just bad luck, really. But we never get these decisions. When was the last big decision we got? But yeah, other teams around us do get these decisions. So I do start to wonder whether it is a vendetta against us.
Yeah. I mean, Billy, look, with it, where are you on it, Billy? Where's your thoughts on it, bud, on all of this?
I'm the same as Anthony. I think it feels like there's a vendetta, but at the same time, I mean, you'd imagine that, it feels like impossible that there could be one, but the amount of decisions that we have had all season it's unbelievable. It's almost every game. And then, even the West Ham, I know the West Ham game, I know that Everton scored straight after it anyway, so you can maybe discount it. But even the one in our game, like the Andre challenge, that's just, I know we've been saying it for the last 2 weeks over and over again, but if Romero did that, he would have been sent off. And he was sent off for one like that against Man United. So it's just, and we say this every week as well, it's just the consistency that we're asking for.
Yeah.
But there doesn't seem to be any. I mean, that Everton handball I've never seen that. He literally punches out to play.
I'm looking at it, and to be fair, Daniel are just saying, look, to even the balance up, West Ham should have had a penalty.
I have seen that one as well. That was a penalty as well, to be fair.
And Pickford should have been sent off. So, look, Billy, with VAR as a whole and with the decisions that's gone against us this year, they do equal up the points, don't they? If you think about it, the decisions here, do you think that instead of it being on the pitch, it will be the decisions at the end of the day might be our undoing as part of the problem why we're in where we are?
It's definitely not helped, to put it that way. So if you look at the Romero one, for example, let's say Romero doesn't get sent off versus Man United. We were in that game. We lost all 4 games that he was suspended for as well. So if Romero had been fit there, it might be a different story. Obviously, we have plenty of reasons of our own doing that we can blame for this. But at the same time, things like the refereeing decisions is definitely not helping us. So, I mean, for me, the worst one I've ever seen was that Sunderland game. I think that's the worst refereeing performance I've ever seen in my life. Obviously, with the Brobby stuff that came out this week, there should have been a red card. And just the amount of incidents in that game was unbelievable. But it just seems to happen every single week to us at this point. And, we had another one in the Andre one. And then even it almost seems like any game you watch in the Premier League now, there's something that happens. I watched the, I saw that, I know it was actually in the FA Cup, but, a week after someone, Man United player, getting red card for pulling someone's hair, Dominic Calvert-Lewin does it versus Chelsea, doesn't get a red card. Like, there's just no consistency anywhere in it. And Man United appealed that red card as well. And they said, no, it's a red 3-game ban. And then the next game, Dominic Calvert-Lewin does it, doesn't get a red card. And it goes to VAR and they say no red card. It's just across the whole of the top flight of football, the shock and the standard is absolutely horrific.
Well, just think, sorry, Dermot, just think early in the season we played Newcastle away and we drew 2-2. Benton Tor pulls the Newcastle bloke down and gets a penalty, which probably was a penalty. But how many times do we see that? We see that every game. And then the week later, I think something happened the week later, pulling and stuff, and the same thing happened, and it's not a penalty. It's just the frustrating thing is the consistency from referees. One week it's a penalty, next week it's not. It
is. I mean, there's a lot going on, isn't there, with Tottenham with injuries, and we are going to focus on the injuries tonight as well. So we're going to look at. I saw a stat. Somebody put something in the group chat, and I had to take it about all the different injuries Tottenham have had this year, plus who's out at the moment, and then what we're going to do at the end. We're going to look at our 4 remaining games, but we're going to look at the reverse fixtures as well and how we did against them. And it makes it very interesting reading, Billy. It looks like 50-50. We beat Everton, we beat Leeds, but we lost to Villa and Chelsea. So
they're both 3-0 as well, aren't they? I think.
Yeah, there were. I think there were. Yeah. So look, let's talk about Xavi. My heart went out to him on Saturday, Billy. But how incompetent is the bloody medical staff? Seriously. I mean, I found a video. I was at the Palace game last year. They were running Kulu up and down the line. Are you okay? And his kneecaps fell off. Then they're trying to say to Xavi, and I don't know what, I give Xavi his due. He wanted to come back on. And it was De Zerbi said, no, you're not. He does care, but Billy, what did you make of them? There has to be a clean out in the medical department, doesn't it? That was shocking on Saturday.
Yeah, and there was a clean out in the medical department last time, which makes it even more worrying. But apparently when an ACL snaps, as a player, you feel like you can play on because it's like snaps and you can't really feel it anymore, if you know what I mean. So it doesn't feel like it's that bad. And that's why De Zerbi said afterwards that apparently Xavi feels all right since his injury. But a medical profession must know that players will always try and come back on. They always do. So as a medical profession, you have to say, no, you're not coming back on. What are you talking about? Sit down. You could make yourself much, much worse. And if he had have come on after that, can you imagine a player coming playing back on with an ACL and snapped? I've never heard anything like it in my life. But the medical people have to be the one, because players will always say, oh yeah, I'm fine. They always do that. So it has to be the medical team. And the amount of injuries that we've had this season, that's 4 ACLs in the calendar year. We've had Dragusin, Maddison, Xavi, and Odegaard. I've never known anything like it. I really have not. Obviously, we lost Solanke in the same game. Since De Zerbi's been manager, we've lost. That's only 3 games, by the way. We've lost Vicario, Kudus, Romero, Sarr, Udogi, Maddison, Solanke, and Xavi. It's just unbelievable. It's obviously, like I said before, being relegated is what the owners of this club deserve for what they've done. But I don't think any club in world football could cope with these injuries. I really don't. It's impossible.
It is. And this is the statement Spurs Anthony put out this morning. We can confirm that Xavi Simons has ruptured the anterior cruciate ligament ACL in his right knee. The 23-year-old suffered the injury during the second half of our Premier League fixture against Wolves on Saturday. Now, he will undergo surgery in the coming weeks, and following that, he will begin his rehab with our medical team. God help him with that. Send them to a voodoo doctor might be a better choice than that. And they want top supports, Xavi, and we all do as well here. But he also goes on to Instagram as well. And this is the bit I like, and I like at the bottom. I walk this path now, guided by faith, with strength and the resilience with belief, as I count the days down to getting back out there. Be patient with me. And Anthony, look, a few people have slagged Xavi off. All right, he hasn't had the greatest of seasons that we thought we had. But, is it sort of way we're going to have to get behind him now? Because he is an emotional type of player. We saw the emotion after Brighton. We see how he was during the Wolves game. It's about getting behind him as a fan base, isn't it? And showing them we do care, we do appreciate, and we do what we can to help him in his recovery back to playing again.
Yeah, the thing with Xavi, he obviously he hasn't had great. He's had a bit of an he's had an okay season. Some games he's looked good, some games he hasn't. But to be honest, he's adapting to the Premier League. He's some players it takes them a bit longer to adapt to the Premier League. I think we forget that with a lot of foreigners when they come over here, not everyone's going to take to the Premier League just like that. It's new culture, new the weather, whatever it is, and all the stuff, different leads and stuff. But you can tell Xavi really cares when he does play. You can tell he cares, and he tries things for the club. Some of the tricks he does for the club on the pitch doesn't always work out, but he's always there fighting. He's always there trying to win the ball back to try and get us playing. So you just tell he cares. There's certain players in the team can tell that cares. Like he's won, Palini has won, and all that stuff. But like that's when he's come out and said that talk. Does that mean he's going to be obviously he's going to stay in that season anyway? But do you think that means he's with us for the foreseeable? Whether like in the Championship, do you think we're going to try and sell him at all in the summer? Like not in the summer, but next year at some point. Or do you think he's actually going to stay? Like, do you think he's going to stay? Yeah.
Personally, I think he'll stay. Billy, where are you on it, bud? I think he'll be here for the foreseeable future. But what do you think, bud?
I think so now. Yeah, I don't think anyone would. I think that if we'd have gone down and he'd be fit, I think we probably would have sold him because he probably wouldn't play in the Championship. But now that he's injured, I doubt any club will buy him until next year. So you never know what happens with an ACL recovery, do you? It's a massive loss. So I think he'll be here now, which means that in the Champions, if we do get relegated next year, we might have a front four of Xavi, Kulusevski, Maddison, and Kudus because they're all injured. No one's going to buy him. So
I mean, to be honest, as a front four, that ain't bad, is it?
And Odebear as well, and to add to the mix as well. So imagine those guys in the Championship.
We just need a proper striker now. We just need to go and get a striker that's going to do it. Look, Billy, this is the first bit of the injuries. Look, do you want to go through it here, bud? Go through like the injuries there and.
I'm just reading that Kulusevski one there.
Yeah.
Fell off. Oh, no. But I mean, it's absolutely unbelievable when you look at it, though, isn't it? Like I saw this as well. 4 ACL injuries. I can't name a single club in my lifetime that's ever had to deal with that. I just can't in the space of a year. I can't think of. Most clubs get 1 a year max. 4 is crazy. And then obviously almost every. I think Teller's the only player this season not to get injured now. Teller's the only player, so. Yeah, and I see someone, Boris, in the chat that said Madrid have got quite similar as well. I know that people are talking about the pitch, aren't they, and stuff like that. I'm not 100% sure about the pitch thing, but I know there's 2 clubs with the pitch, aren't they? But
isn't Real Madrid got a similar pitch in ours or something?
They do. But obviously, Dragusin and Maddison and Xavi all happened on pitches at one at Spurs. So I know, but this is imagine if you took. Like Liverpool say, and gave them 4 ACL injuries and 5 muscle injuries. It's no surprise we are where we are, is it? I mean, it's just I don't think any club other than maybe Man City and possibly Arsenal with their squads that they've got could cope with this, and it's just killed us. When we finally get a bit of form, we finally get a win, we finally get a performance against Brighton, to then lose Xavi after that, it's just devastating. It really is.
And the annoying thing about this, and then this is the second part, then the knee injuries, the surgical post-op.
Again, I love the Conor Gallagher one there.
I do one too, actually. I must admit, I do have a bit of a giggle about that one. But that makes January's sort of decision not to buy anyone even more baffling. Because Johan Lang, oh yes, players are coming back. Yeah, when? Next year? The year after? It does, doesn't it, guys? It makes it more baffling why we didn't do anything. I mean, guys, look, I've been supporting Tottenham since the 80s. Billy since the 90s. Anthony, probably you're the same with Billy as well since the 90s.
Well, I was born in '87, so I can't say I was a fan from the moment I was born, but probably the '90s. Yeah.
Yeah. But Billy, Billy and Anthony, have you ever seen anything like this in all the years at Tottenham?
No.
It's just unreal, isn't it?
I mean, when I first started,
we've always had.
People used to talk about Darren Anderton, which I know that he hates that label, doesn't he? He hates the label sick note. So I think if you look at Darren Anderton, actually, he's probably nowhere near as injured as most of these players that we see on there. But he always got the sick note. I remember even as a kid, I remember that my dad telling me about the sick note thing. But I think in comparison to that is, it's just I've never known anything like it in my life. I've never known in any of football, let alone just Tottenham. I don't think any club has ever. I know statistically it's now the worst injury crisis in the history of the Premier League, but it's just impossible.
I think we've always had injuries. We've always had a lot of injuries, but for it to be the way it is I've never heard anything like this.
Yeah, because Kane used to get injured quite a lot, didn't he? And so did Bale.
He did.
We normally get one big injury a season, but to have like 5 or 6 or 7, it's just nuts.
Yeah,
it is. I mean, Anthony, look, if you look at the players that could be back for the game against Villa, Vicario could be back, and I think that's the only one. Udogie might be back as well, before the Villa game. Would you change the goalkeeper?
No.
Would you keep Kingsley in for Villa, or would you put Vicario back in?
I'll keep Kingsley in. I think since he's come in, he's done really well. So I think we're going down anyway. Vicario's leaving at the end of the season, what I hear, no matter what. And Kingsley probably will be here next season. So you might as well just stick with the Kingsley. His save against Wolves was just as important as Polinia's goal against Wolves. Because if that had gone in, I think we'd have been done and dusted. Yeah. So, and Kingsley, since he's fair play to the boy, he must have a brilliant mentality for what happened at Atletico Madrid. I don't think we'll see him in a Spurs shirt again. But he's come back and he has performed. The goals we've conceded, against Sunderland, the Brighton, 2 against Brighton, haven't been his fault. And even against Wolves, he made a couple of crucial saves. And it's only been a few games, but how that won't do his confidence any good if Vicario, as soon as Vicario is fit, come straight back in. And how fit is Vicario going to actually be?
Yeah, I mean, Billy, where are you on it, bud? I mean, we know Vicario's not great at distribution. We know Kingsley's come back, and fair play to him. He's came back. He's redeemed himself, and I think he's done brilliant. I mean, that save at the weekend. If we do stay up, is that the save you can go back to and say that's the moment where it all changed for us? That's the moment where we went on a run to stay up.
Could well be. I mean, I'm sure, and everyone when was watching it when we got that free kick feared the worst, and probably everyone thought it was going to go in because that's what happened to us all season, But I completely agree with Anthony. I think he's got to start for me the rest of the season. I think he's done enough in the 3 games to do that. Distribution worked well with De Zerbi's football, and I think he's done enough to stake it now. I think it's his place. So. Yeah, and I think it's a brilliant story as well after what happened in Madrid. Yeah. So, for me, he starts the next 4 games regardless of Vicario.
Well, how much of his with Vicario? How much is his heart going to be in it if he's on his way back to Italy?
Exactly, and he's had a bit of a dodgy season with arguing with fans and stuff, hasn't he? Anyway.
Well, so is Porro, so is most of them, really. But with Vicario, it's not 100% he's on his way back to Italy. I've been hearing the news I've been getting through the people I use that it's not 100% done yet. So if
we go down, it's definitely done.
I don't think we're going down, Anthony. I just feel we're going to stay up. I just look at the games we've got left.
I'm sorry.
Look,
Big
everyone's
and I'll expect you.
Everyone, hang on. Hang on. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. Everyone's entitled to how they think. But I've seen enough to look. West Ham have got a harder running than we have. They've got to play Leeds. I watched Leeds semi-final yesterday, and I saw nothing in Chelsea. I don't know what you thought, guys. Well, I'll go with you, Billy, with this first as well, and then you down to Anthony. I didn't see anything Chelsea yesterday, Billy, that made me sit up and think they're going to beat us.
No, I thought
thought
Leeds
to
were all
spend
over
more
them in that
time.
game, to be honest, weren't
Yeah,
they? Leeds, especially
they
in the
were.
second half. And Chelsea have been horrific this season. They're in the worst form. Well, they were in the Premier League. They're in worse form than us. So
Yeah.
I think it's a bit of a shame that they changed their manager. I'd much rather be playing against Rosignol than the new guy. But there's no reason why we can't. I know we never get a result there, but in terms of I think they've lost 6 in a row or 5 in a row in the Premier League, haven't they? So
Yeah, they have.
and they got Forest next, haven't they? So it's big.
Yeah.
There's big games all over the shop, but we can
Yeah,
get a result.
I-
We have to
can.
believe.
We do have to believe. I mean, Anthony, you look at these are the 4 games. These are also the reverse fixtures as well. We lost to Villa, we lost to Chelsea, but we beat Everton and we beat Leeds. I mean, if you look at that, Anthony, 4 games there. Go in. I get you do the same, Billy. Afterwards, go in them game by game. Start with Villa on Saturday. Where do you? Why are you so convinced in yourself that we're going down? Do you see nothing in them 4 games where we can pick up enough points to stay up?
The ones I look at the most are Everton and Leeds, which we could get something. I mean, I've not. I've heard people say, well, the way Leeds played against Man United, if they play like that, then Spurs will beat us. But sometimes football don't work like that. Sometimes it's just they played well against United. It was their rivals. Don't mean they're going to come to Spurs.
They'll probably be safe as well by then, won't they? They'll probably be safe.
Yeah.
Everton, I still think I don't think they're a fantastic side, but they're pushing for Europe. I still think there's a chance in that game. Villa, they're fighting for Champions League. I just don't see us down to Villa Park and getting a win. And Chelsea to be bottom of the league, going down, no wins all season. We could be top of the league, flying, and Chelsea will still beat us.
I mean, Billy, with that game being rescheduled now because Chelsea are in the cup final, would that hinder us more? Because now we're going to be playing after West Ham 3 out of the last 4 games. The only game we're going to kick off same time as West Ham is the Everton game, last game of the season. But for Villa, Chelsea, and Leeds, we're all going to be playing after West Ham. Is that more advantage West Ham, or does it give an advantage to West Ham?
I think so, and it reminds me of the Leicester season. When Leicester played before us every week in the title run, and as we saw that season, if they go and get a win, then suddenly you're a bit deflated, aren't you? So if they beat Brentford on the weekend and we play Villa after, I think it'd be massively deflating for everyone. So I definitely think it gives them an advantage. And at the same time, De Zerbi will just be saying, "Well, if we win our games, we don't need to worry about them." So
the thing is,
I think it does. I think it does because I just imagine if they go and beat Brentford and then we know we have to beat Villa to survive, essentially, it'll be a big blow for us.
It will. I mean, Anthony, just give us go through Villa then, win or a loss at Villa.
So look, what I was going to say before I come on to that, if Brentford beat West Ham and we beat Villa, then I'll believe that we're going to get out of it because that'll be a great result. But with Villa, now look, I hope I'm proven wrong. I really do. Yeah, I hope I'm proven wrong. Yeah, but Villa, I think loss. Chelsea loss. I think Everton win and Leeds draw.
Yeah, I get that. George, I'm delusional by nature, so Billy knows that well enough by being there now. I am delusional by nature, so I'll always think we're going to start to the last minute of the last game. Billy, look at them last 4 games. Where do you think? Look, for me, I always said I go by Leeds. We will know what we're doing. We're either up or down. If we go sort of 5 points behind, if West Ham beat Brentford, which is not an easy game for West Ham, by the way, that's no easy game. We do have Villa, but Villa we're bang in the middle of 2 semi-finals, so maybe it might go for us and the resting players. Billy's gone. So Anthony, look, that's my point I was trying to make. With Villa, they're in the middle of 2 semi-finals, so they're going to find it. They're going to have to pick what they do against us on Sunday. You look at Leeds, probably only need a point, another win to stay up. I think they're safe anyway. Chelsea are in horrendous form, so that game being redecided could be the game where we decide where we stay up or go down. Where's the earliest game for you? Where's the big game for you? That's going to be do or die for us then, Anthony. Out of them.
Well, I think who've West Ham got? So they've got Brentford on Saturday. Who've West Ham got after? They've got Newcastle somewhere.
No, they got Arsenal, I think. Daniela might let me know. Arsenal was springing into my head. They've got Arsenal after Brentford, I think, on next Sunday, I think.
I think we're.
It is Arsenal because we're.
So I've got a feeling West Ham will beat Brentford, which means we'll have to go to Villa and win, which I don't think we will. I think if that happens, we're done and dusted.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, Billy, where are you, bud? I mean, I always said Leeds was the game for us where we know where we're doing. Do you glimmer onto any hope that with Villa in Europe, they might take their eye off the ball? Chelsea in bad form. Do you take any glimmer? Is there any glimmer you're taking from the last 4 games thinking, do you know what? We can do this. The great escape's on.
We're definitely relying on West Ham to lose a game here or there. So
yeah,
a lot will depend on that Brentford game. If they draw that Brentford game, then we've got a real chance to go and beat Villa and then go above them again. So that's what we have to hope. But if we can stay where we are now, within 2 points of them, then going into that Leeds weekend, they've got Arsenal, we've got Leeds, so that should be the weekend where we can jump over them. But it's gonna this weekend is massive. But if we're still within 2 points of them, come next weekend when we've got Leeds and they've got Arsenal, I think that's big for us. So we've got to match their result this weekend, I think, or better it. So if we can do that, then I think we've still got a chance.
I think if they go 5 points clear and we get to next weekend and they go 6 points clear, I think it's done and dusted then. I would have to agree with you, Billy, on that. I would say welcome, big up to
but Brentford have not lost in 5. I know they're losing right now, but they're playing Man United away.
Yeah.
Brentford have 5 games, drawn 5 games.
Yeah, they have. And look, I have a soft spot for Brentford just because of the manager is Irish and he was part of the Republic of Ireland.
And they've got a good chance of making Europe as well, so they've got a lot to
I like the manager because I'm from Milton Keynes, and he used to play for Emily Dons, who I still follow. So I do have a soft spot for Brentford, for Keith Andrews.
Yeah. Big up to you, Killian, as well. Big up to Daniela. She says, "Come on, Dermot, respect my friend. You all had your big game get names in October with your injuries, your massive disadvantage, and West Ham can go on the rest of the season not losing the game." I mean, we all slagged off Nuno, didn't we, Billy? When he was at Tottenham, he was no good. I called him a garden gnome and all this. It's all a bit of banter. But he does have them all pulling in the right direction, doesn't it? And does that make it even more frustrating that we didn't bring in De Zerbi earlier?
Well, I think they're one of the most informed teams in the league at the moment, aren't they? You know, they're picking up results and points left, right, and centre. And I think in their last 5 games, West Ham, Leeds, and Forest, 5 games between them, 15 games. There's only been 1 loss there. You know, all 3 of those teams are just. You know, when you look at Friday night, Nottingham Forest go and win 5-0 at Sunderland, and we go and lose there. You know, Leeds go and win at Old Trafford. West Ham beat Everton. You know, all the teams around us are picking up wins left, right, and centre. It's frustrating, but you know, West Ham can go all the season unbeaten, but I personally don't think they'll beat Arsenal. They will surely lose to Arsenal.
I don't either. No.
If we can stay within it there, that's where we can jump them.
It is. I agree. I totally agree. Right, just got a few bit more news to go through. Thomas Frank could be coming back into the game, guys. The Birmingham City have reportedly made contact with the former Tottenham Hotspur.
That's about his level.
Yeah, but I think I was going to ask you, is that his level? Do you think he would take that job?
No, I think he'll be aiming for something bigger.
Yeah, me too.
Premier League club.
Yeah. So. I know Birmingham got rich owners, though, don't they? But
they do.
They got Tom Brady, haven't they?
Yeah. I mean, you look at the championship, right, this year, right, and we know it ends this weekend. Billy, can Lancashire play for us in the remaining games? Or is that a no? Because somebody was asking in the chat. So I'm just, can some of the players on loan play for us? Or is
I've looked into that today, and what was being said earlier was that because he's under 21 and because we've already registered him, he can play for us. But 1 second, let me just find it. I've since seen that someone found the small print and said, a player whose standard loan expires at the end of the season of the transfer club at the prior completion of the league matches of the transfer club will not be eligible to play in any remaining league games for the transfer club in that season. So, unfortunately, no. I was hoping that as well, but sadly not.
Yeah. It's a
We
shame.
could do
And
it,
look,
didn't we? Scored 2 brilliant goals at
yeah,
the weekend.
he did. He really did. Do you know what that championship as well, guys? That the Millwall could be going getting promoted. I mean, that's going to the last game of the season now. Could you imagine Millwall going up and us getting relegated? You just wouldn't make it up, could you? You could not make it up. Look, talking about red cards and the decision Saturday, former referee Dermot Gallagher revealed that when asked if Taylor's decision to show Andre Ayoka was the correct, Gallagher told Sky Sports, I think yes, he slips when he goes to make the tackle, no force, intensity is low. I think Anthony Taylor got it right. It doesn't make the challenge tend to make.
This
I
guy
disagree.
he gives a bad name to Irish people called Dermot, I'm afraid.
Yeah, he does. He does. I'm going to change my name to the Irish version.
Have you heard him? Have you ever heard him talk with a full Irish accent, by the way? He's got a proper Irish accent.
I have, yeah. Fucking idiot. He is. I mean, that tackle on Saturday, I've said that's a red card. His stunts were high. I know he got the ball right, but again, Billy, it's his VAR again. Just somebody kept establishments against us. You know, it's just.
And the thing is, it's almost identical to the one that Romero got sent off for. You know, you've seen so many red cards for that this season. It's infuriating. And this chump also said last week, 2 weeks ago, he blamed Kinski for the Brobbery thing, didn't he? He said Kinski's fault for being in the way. And then obviously the panel came out a week later and said he actually should have been sent off. So this guy has it in for us. I also saw someone found a really old clip of him when Son got sent off for that Andre Gomez thing. And obviously he didn't actually touch him, but he was blaming Son for that as well. So he obviously hates Spurs, this bloke.
Who, Dermot Gallagher?
Dermot Gallagher, yeah. Every decision he goes against us. So he must have it in for us in some way.
I think he does. I really do think he does. Now, of course, we have talked a little bit about it, but Tottenham's relegation race twist as Chelsea fixture changed. Tottenham's penultimate Premier League fixture of the season against Chelsea has been postponed after the Blues progress to the Cup final. Now, Anthony, I'll start with you on this and then go to you, Billy. Do you feel that this is really an advantage for West Ham, or do you think the extra time that we have off might give De Zerbi a bit more chance to get some more ideas into the players? And with De Zerbi, how impressive have you been with his management style since he's came into Tottenham?
To be honest, what do you mean? Because obviously the games are postponed.
Well, what it is, Chelsea have reached the FA Cup final. We're due to play them on the 17th, so it's going to be that weekend. But with De Zerbi coming in and with that game, do you think he will get them players up for that? He will tell the players, you can still win this. And have you been impressed with him?
I don't think the extra time really makes a difference, to be honest, because West Ham are ahead of us anyway. So even if West Ham get a couple wins on their belt, we're still in trouble. Against Wolves the other day, even though we won, we didn't look like we were ever going to score. But I can see glimpses of what De Zerbi is trying to do, but I just don't think he's got the squad to implement his ideas. You know, we just don't. The reason I think we're going down is because we don't even look like we're going to score goals. I mean, our strikers can't score to save their life, can they? And I just don't think. The thing is, I'm a bit like someone else said this on a stream. I don't know if it was you, Billy, actually, or someone said it. It said right manager on time or something. And I don't know if it was you or heard it on another stream. And I agree with that because I think De Zerbi is a really good manager. And with the right squad, he can implement his ideas, and I think will be a successful season. It'll be a success, but I just think we've left it too late to hire him. And we will be in the Championship, and I don't think he'll stick around if we go down. And those players are not good enough to implement his system. So yeah, that's where I'm with him.
Yeah, Billy, where are you on De Zerbi? I mean, look, I loved his passion after the game, going over to the crowd, going like this, pumping the chest, and I've been really impressed with his press conferences as well. I think the more I watch them, the more I enjoy listening to him. Look, I know he should have been brought in early. There's nothing we can do about that now. But over the last 4 games we've got, do you think he will really get it into the players' heads that they can't stay up?
Yeah, I think so, because he keeps saying, that we can win all 4 games, doesn't he? And
Yeah,
you can see that when you saw those scenes at the end of the game, you see Kona Moani and stuff going mental. Like, I think the players have really bought into him, and I completely agree with Anthony. It's a shame that we didn't do this earlier, because if we'd have done this in January or even December, I know he was at Marseille at the time, but we wouldn't be anywhere near where we are now, that's for sure. I think he is the right manager. And if we do go down, it's certainly not his fault, and I hope that he will stay, because I think if we can rebuild under De Zerbi, it could be something special. But
yeah,
it's just too little. It might just be too little, too late. But at the same time, he got us playing against Brighton. He got a win against Wolves, 4 points in the last 2 games. We got every chance to stay up still. I'm not going to give up yet.
No, I thought against Wolves, some of the football was really good. We just
especially at the beginning, wasn't it?
Yeah, we just missed the cutting edge.
Yeah.
I felt the first half
we are now.
I felt the first half was a bit boring, to be fair,
Yeah.
Billy, but I thought the second half it got better and better. Look, with that Wolves game, I thought, Kingsley played well. How do you feel the whole team played as a whole? Do you see a difference between, say, that and the Brighton game and that Sunderland game? I'm seeing little shoots of encouragement here. Are you seeing progression?
Yeah, I think so. I think we definitely played better against Brighton than we did against Wolves. There's no denying that. Wolves were shocking, and they tried to, they just put a low block and tried to block everything out. They didn't try and win the game at all. But compared to what we were seeing before, it's just chalk and cheese. Really, it's been much of an improvement. And I think if we can just sort of, also, it doesn't particularly matter about the performances that much. As long as we get the win. If we play terribly and beat Aston Villa, I could not care less, to be honest with you. So, we didn't play brilliant against Wolves, but we got the win. We played really well against Brighton, and we didn't win. So football's funny sometimes, isn't it? But what I do think is that he's got the balance right in the midfield. I think Bentancur, Basuma, and Gallagher. It's the first time this season where we've actually got a decent midfield, and they weren't particularly incredible against Wolves or anything like that, but they were definitely better. They were very good against Brighton. I thought Gallagher was really good against Brighton, but I think he's finally got a balanced team, and it's just a shame that it got smashed by injuries again, and we won't have Xavi and Solanke. But he's finally found a bit of balance in the midfield. Now I know that a couple of people are saying that Palhinha probably deserves a start after his goal, but I think he'll stick with the same midfield of Bentancur, Basuma, and Gallagher, because it looks more balanced.
It does. I mean, with Villa coming up on Sunday, Anthony, what would you, if you were Xavi, if you were De Zerbi, what would be on your to-do list this week with the players? Would it be more mental attitude? Would it be more physical stuff? Do training, of course, but would you be getting them into meetings and showing them, look, you are good? He has gone out and said he's been showing them YouTube videos of their best bits. So, if you were De Zerbi, what would you be most focused on in this run up to this Villa game on Sunday?
Just to drum into the players that what it means to play for this club. I mean, De Zerbi, you can tell he's a manager. He's got passion, and you start to think he actually wants to be here with his passion on the touchline, the way he wants to supporters. Just show what it means to play for this club. The Spurs are a great club. We always, obviously we're biased, we're Spurs fans, we're going to say that, but just drum a bit of belief into them. Just say, just have a go and stuff. I'd rather them just have a go. See where we end up and stuff. Just have a bit of belief in themselves. Just say to them, like, we beat Wolves now. Just have that. But I know it's only Wolves, but it's a win's a win at the end of the day. We still won. Just get them to have that bit of belief that we can get out of this. Because these games are tough. The games are coming up that are tough, but it's not impossible to beat Villa. It's not impossible to beat Chelsea. It's not impossible to beat Leeds and Everton. There is still that chance. I just want De Zerbi just to get in the team, just have meetings or one-on-ones or whatever, and just show and just they can say to him he can say to him all he knows, all we know is how good they are. They're great players. Tell them how great they are, even if he's not telling the truth. Just say whatever it is. just to drum it into them and make them have a bit of belief that they are great players to get us out of the situation.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Billy, look, before we end up, bud, with De Zerbi and with looking ahead to next season, do you think he's already planning for that now? Do you think he's sitting down? No, we don't know if Johan Lang's going to be around in the summer. We don't know if Vino is going to be there. So there might be changes within the boardroom and the so do I, sporting director's role. But do you think he's already planning out now for next season? Do you think he's got two, plan A and plan B?
I hope so. The worry is that will leave us if we go down. Personally, I think he'll be here either way.
Yeah, I think so.
I really do believe that. Unless what I thought was maybe if we lost all 7 games and we were shocking, he might leave. But we've already seen a bit of an uptick. We got a win. We had a good performance against Brighton. You know, if we go down now, it's very clearly not his fault. Everyone will know that. So I think he will stay. But it's going to come down to the board convincing him, which, you know, I don't have massive faith in our board, but he's on a lot of money. If he walks out of this contract, then the thing is with De Zerbi, he doesn't seem particularly money motivated, does he? You just, you know, he's not one of those managers that waits around to be sacked. He just walks. So if we don't match his ambition, then he will go. But I do think he'll be here long term, or at least until next season anyway. I just really think that if we do manage to stay up, we could have a really special season under him next year. But we've got a lot to do to get to that point.
We do. I want to say big up to the Mam Overlord. Big up to you. Big up Stacey over JYS. Yeah, West Ham going down. She's convinced Tottenham are staying up, by the way. She's totally convinced. Yeah. And can I just say, again, I thought Leeds deserved to win yesterday. The amount of rolling around them Chelsea players do, guys, was unreal.
Kukurea is the biggest one, isn't he? He's the biggest cheat in the Premier League.
He's got like a tiny little hair point. He goes down in the box. It's just unbelievable.
But why, you know, he's got hair you want to pull. No wonder Romero likes it. It's probably the conditioner he's using it. Romero's like, let me feel your hair. I like feeling your hair. It's soft.
Well, but be honest, if they don't want a hair pulled, get a bloody haircut, don't they?
Yeah. Big up to you, Stacey, and do go over to JYS, a great channel. Big up to your Paige as well. Big up, Paige. Hope you're doing well. Popping in at the end. But guys, that is it. Big up. Jess is in there also. Big up to you, Jess. West Ham to go down. See, even the Leeds fans are backing us up here, Billy. But we've got a lot coming up on the channel this week, guys. Tomorrow we have a transfer update show where we're going to go over, we're going to look ahead into the summer and look at the transfers that might be happening. So that's tomorrow night. There's a video going up tonight from Philip Brady about looking back to 74, 75, and 76, 77, and even back to the Aussie year when we nearly went down, and giving you fans a bit of a look back through the lens of his eyes. He's been a Tottenham fan since the 60s. And also then Thursday, we've got the Irish Lads Talk Spurs. Then we've got North London Talks podcast on Thursday. And then Friday, I forget what I'm doing Friday. It's all up on YouTube anyway. But Billy, look, they're all coming in now. Drula's in as well. Big up to you, Drula. Massive Spurs fan. West Ham was so much front. Don't get ahead of yourself. See, they're all coming in now. Big up to you. Big up to you, ladies. Big up to you all coming in. But Billy, look, bud, I know you'll be on this week with me, but any show you're looking forward to this week? Transfers, the podcast. What are you looking forward to doing this week?
Yeah, I mean, you know me, I'm obsessed with transfers. It feels a bit weird this season, doesn't it? Because like it does. 2 parts to it. Like, there's a transfer window when we stay up and a transfer window when we go down. But I know it's not stopping the press, though, is it? Because I saw a link with Tavernier today from Rangers, who is
it does
34 years old. So that'd be a bit of a weird one, but I'm a big transfer man. You know me, I get obsessed with that kind of stuff. So always looking forward to the transfers.
Yeah, it is. And of course, with the people that I know, we're going to plenty of news coming in, and this summer is going to be really big. I got told yesterday, guys, Billy and Anthony, I was told yesterday, we're going to be extremely busy this summer. So there'll be loads of midnight. Coming on at midnight. We've bought a player. Oh no, we've sold a player. Oh shit. But Anthony, where can people find you? But you've starting a new channel. Very brave of you coming into the YouTube community when we're playing so crap, but big up to you. I do love watching your channel, and the stuff, your content you put out. It is very good content. So do actually get over to Dr. Tottenham. But where can people find you, buddy?
It's Dr. Tottenham Therapy. I have a show. I have a show on Monday. I do. It's called Therapy Session. I have a show on Friday Diagnosis, and Wednesday, I've just started doing one on Wednesday called Midweek Checkup. So it'll just be talking about Tottenham. If anyone wants to come and have a chat, they're more than welcome. And yeah, just it's exciting, but we'll see how things go.
Yeah, the bantering's already started, Billy, in the chat. Luda's having a go. Saying, got the delusion from your Spurs fans. Enjoy being relegated by Leeds. Thank you so much. I mean, it could get to that game, but that would be interesting. But Billy, of course you're here. This is your home now. You're here. You've gone in. You put a bit of furniture in. You're making a cup of tea. The slippers are there. But do you want to plug any other channel, bud?
Just this one, mate. Just this one. Yeah, looking forward to being on later in the week. And
yeah,
our first win that we've ever spoken about, mate. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah,
you know.
Win. It's
My
weird,
first-
Billy. It's weird.
My first win in the YouTube world. So
Yeah, there you go. Don't know how to react. It's weird, isn't it?
There is a show we're doing, I think, next week. We are going to do a show over the squad buy sell. So we are going to do that next week as well. So we did it early in the season. We're also doing the show.
No, it's sell all of them. Sell all of them is now counted.
Sell all of them. Exactly. We are going to do a show where we're going to get a Leeds fan on. We're going to get a West Ham fan on. Tony will probably come on for West Ham. And we're going to have a bit of discussion about the Premier League and the running before the end of the season. But guys, it's going to be absolutely gut-wrenching, nervous, whatever you want to see it. I had to have a beer Saturday, Billy, doing the watch along. I got myself a bit. I was that nervous. I had to get a drink. It's so awful. Big up to Jess says, makes me wonder why you're always in Spurs dreams. Why don't you go into West Ham strip calls every time? She's biting back a little bit. Big up to you, Jess.
Dermot, I was actually more nervous. See, when we were 0-0 against Wolves, I sort of accepted that we were going down and we've nothing, we've done a draw and all this stuff. The moment we scored, I was more nervous than when it was 0-0.
Yeah. Sorry, my headphones are gone. Just died a death. It's been one of those days where everything has gone wrong for me, technical wise. But listen, guys, we are back tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Me and Billy will be back with all the transfers for you, all the rumors. But thank you all for watching. Do hit the like, do hit subscribe. We're nearly to 1,000 followers on TikTok, so we're only 3 away from there. We're looking to get to 3K here as well if we can. But guys, whatever you do, keep we can do it. We can stay up. And come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.